YouTube. This is Mark again with Mark Mega Maestro, and today I wanted to talk to you about how you can buy cars for cheap. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about buying cars for cheap is, first of all, when you want to buy a cheap car, there's probably going to be something wrong with it. So you have to find a good mechanic, a good personal mechanic, or you have to learn how to work on cars on your own. Now, if you're a girl, hey, you can work on your car on your own. It's not hard at all. If you're a guy, of course, you should always get into working on your car on your own. But before you buy that cheap car, you'll probably want to learn how to work on cars on your own. Learn how to do research when something's wrong with your car, when you have a check engine light. Going online to research on Google. And then the best place to buy cheap parts is at the junkyard or eBay. eBay is a good place to find aftermarket parts, and it's way cheaper than a dealership. The only thing I'll ever buy, hopefully from a dealership, is when I'm buying a key, because you need to buy the key from the dealership because they know how to do what they're supposed to do when enabling your car to be able to start with the right key and programming it the right way. Okay? Also, number one, you have to be patient. When you're looking for a cheap car, you're looking online. Let's say you want a 2005 Mustang, or you want a 2008 car, or 2009, even a 2010 car. When you're buying these cheap cars, most of the time people are selling them because they don't want to deal with them anymore, and they want to get a car note, or they want to buy another car. And so in order to sell it quickly, what they do is that they lower the price, and it becomes a cheap car. And sometimes you'll see a car that you want, and it's not at the price you're able to buy. And all you have to do is just wait and just pray and ask God and just wait and be like, if this car is for me, it's for me. And if the car is for you, they'll lower the price even more. You go there with cash, try to negotiate with them. They should be able to lower the price, and you'll have a car. But keep in mind, if you're buying a cheap car, like especially European cars, like German cars, you're buying a cheap BMW, you're buying a Toyota, whatever it may be, you're going to need to maintain it, and you'll probably have to do some work on it to make it perfect or roadworthy. Some of them might have check engine lights. You might have to do a lot of research so you can get that check engine light fixed, so you can be able to go through inspection. You have to, if you could do it yourself, just the basic maintenance like spark plugs, changing the oil, changing the transmission oil, and changing the filter. Very important, especially when you're dealing with the automatic. With a manual, of course, having a dependable mechanic, or doing it yourself, changing out the clutch plate yourself. These things will help you to be able to get cheap cars, because when people sell cars, they sell it because they don't want to deal with it anymore. They don't have the money to spend on the car, put it in the shop, so they get a new car. Well, I think it's a very good area in the industry is when someone can't fix their car, they sell it, and that's where you are to buy the cheap car and fix it, or get your mechanic to fix it for you. A good, trustworthy mechanic that's not going to keep making you come back to his shop so he can make money. So right now, I thank God He provided for me. I was able to get a Porsche Cayenne for about $600. It wasn't running. I had to get it towed to my house. One thing I want to tell you also, when you're buying cheap cars, if you're that kind of person that likes to do stuff on your own, get AAA, because what AAA will do is they will enable you and help you. I was able to work on the car. It took a lot of patience, a lot of determination, a lot of willpower, a lot of praying to figure out the problem with the car. I had some electrical issues that I couldn't even find a problem on Google. I had to figure it out myself, with the help of God, of course, that it had electrical issues. And I was able to fix it, and now I am driving it, and I actually gave it to my wife. So I'm really thanking God for that. So now, that's how you buy cheap cars. You just got to be patient. I've been looking for that car for a long time, maybe a year or 2 or 3 years. I'm looking for other cars too, but this is the car that I wanted to have, and I was able to find it. I was able to find it at a great deal. I didn't even think I was going to be able to get it at such an awesome deal. So that's the best way you can get a cheap car in 2019. Now, auctions are great. You can actually get pretty cheap cars at the auction. But the repair costs, if you get a body damaged car, you should have a lot of money to repair the body damage, and sometimes that could almost get to the actual price of the car when you buy it used. Now, if you have like $5,000 to spare, $10,000 to spare, and you really want a good cheap car, you can go to the auction, and you can buy the car at the auction, and you'll have to get it fixed. Hopefully, the engine is not bad. Hopefully, it doesn't have transmission issues. The auction to me is not the best place for me to buy a car because I can't test drive the car. I can't know firsthand what's wrong with the car. If I go to an individual to buy a car, I can actually negotiate and bring down the price of the car because of everything that's wrong with it. And I'll be able to buy the car knowing what I need to fix. And in some cases, having an idea of what I need to fix. But in the auction, when you buy a car at the auction, they may say the car runs and drives, but the car may not run and drive. They may say the car runs and drives, but that just means that it just moves a little bit. The transmission may be bad. The car may run and drive, but the engine may be bad. But sometimes an engine could be really bad and the car is still running. It's not going to be drivable. So I think that's the best way. I wouldn't recommend the auction unless you're trying to fix it up and pay for it and then resell it, in which you probably won't make anything. It's like, this is my thing. If you buy a car from the auction and you fix it up and sell it, let's say you buy a car for $2,000 at the auction fee is probably going to go up to $500. So that's $2,500. And you fix it up, you put an extra $1,000 to fix, that's $3,500. Now, for that car that you bought, it's probably worth about $3,000 used, being sold by an individual, and then they might try and get the price lower, and you just lost money. So to me, it doesn't make any sense, unless of course you're buying a Ferrari or a Maserati or a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or any of those cars. Those cars, yeah, you could probably make your money back, yeah. But any other car, you could probably make your money back and a little bit more. But it's almost like you went through all that trouble just to make an extra $500. It doesn't make any sense on the money you already put in. But anyway, I think buying a car from an individual, fixing it, you will get your best return on that. That's my personal opinion. And so that's how to buy a cheap car. How do you buy a cheap car? Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist. Make sure you have a title. And when you're interested in the car, go and look at the car. Don't be finicky. Don't be two-faced. Go look at the car. Take some cash. Negotiate. The worst that can happen is they say no. But I'm telling you right now, I've been to look at some cars and I've driven away or I've taken the car back home and the price was cut half and even more than half because I negotiated with them. So that's how you buy a cheap car. I'm still doing a series on the Porsche Cayenne and some basic maintenance with the Porsche Cayenne, what people need to watch out for. It's a 2004 Porsche Cayenne V6 3.2 liter engine. I'm going to be doing my next video on what you need to look for maintenance. And please like and subscribe. I'm just starting out this YouTube channel. I really need a lot of your support. God bless you. I hope all is well. And stay tuned, subscribe, and like and share.